Pathetic. It's getting real pathetic in these boxing streets, man. I'm hearing in my comment section, this is an ego thoughts video. I just want to break this down. Ego thoughts, you know how I go. Jaron Boots Ennis intentionally looked a certain way versus Karen Chukhadzhian in order to draw in new opponents because he was having difficulty in luring in opponents and getting people to fight him. Wow. Where do I even begin? Listen, this is big boy conversation. You got to be a big boy or a big girl to talk this boxing with boxing ego. That is by far one of the dumbest, most asinine comments and narratives that people try to push in the sport of boxing. And I've seen it for several fighters over the years where people push this notion that, yo, this person's a boogeyman and they couldn't get no fights, so they wanted to look bad on purpose. If you are a professional athlete or a boxer, listen carefully. I mean every word. And your goal is to intentionally look bad, get criticized, appear vulnerable, and get tagged with headshot after headshot after headshot in hopes of drawing in new opponents or making people want to fight you, then you're a dumb ass, in my opinion. It's so asinine. I don't even want to spend too much time on this video. People in boxing, fans particularly, are poor sports. Just admit what it is. If someone had a good performance, you give them credit. If someone looks shaky, then you criticize and hope they do better next. It could all be so simple. It's such a dumb premise that one would intentionally look bad. Then regarding Jaron Ennis, you got to ask yourself this question. If that were the case, because see, I don't just disagree with things. I really internalize it, hear what someone has to say, and I've seen multiple people put in this comment, and I analyze to see if it makes sense, and I check for continuity, right? So regarding Jaron Boots Ennis, let's play devil's advocate and suggest, yes, this is true. He wanted to look bad on purpose. You have to ask yourself, why would you choose the same opponent in a rematch and look mediocre to mid in both of the fights? Right? It's not like you just fought this guy and you want to look bad one fight. Both times you fought him, people felt that you underperformed. When you fought Karen Chukhadzhian on the Gervonta Davis undercard, and then here again. And then people felt you look even worse in the rematch after you put out that you were going to knock him out in the rematch and show the separation. You see how stupid this sounds? So I don't believe that at all. I think Karen came correct. He was durable. He had a different strategy in the game plan. I think Boots might have overestimated his ability and underestimated Karen. He thought Karen was going to run and, be on the back foot. But Karen brought the fight right to him, and Karen was able to take a shot. Very awkward, very crafty, very tricky, and Boots looked very hittable and was getting touched, period. And now the people who are poor sports, they're trying to reach and find all these different pockets and avenues as opposed to just admitting what it was, that Karen is a good fighter and Boots has some cleaning up of his game to do. And it's that simple. But to suggest that he intentionally looked vulnerable to attract Virgil Ortiz and stuff, that's dumb. You're getting hit and you're calling out Terrence Crawford. So if you're calling out the big wigs like Terrence Crawford, why would you want to look that vulnerable and that hittable? It's not a video game. What if you're lax on defense because you're trying to attract people and all that, and you get hurt and you can't recover? What if he sneaks you and hits you with something? And it's funny because the Boots fans are doing what the Gennady Golovkin, had no guys, had marks, guys, and knife in his punches, right? They're doing the same thing the Triple G fans did back in the day, where Triple G, when he was getting hit by lesser people like Kell Brook or whoever, like guys who shouldn't have been hurting him since Kell Brook was moving up, or whatever fight, Martin Murray, whatever fight. And they said he was getting hit on purpose because he wanted to please the crowd. It's the same kind of concept. Let me look bad in front of thousands of people watching when I'm calling out bigger names and may move up to 54. Like, why would you want to do that? Like the ultimate playing possum. I don't believe that. I believe that Karen is a difficult look for Boots, and he's proven that throughout 2 fights. Because why didn't you purposefully look vulnerable versus Villa? How did you choose the guy you rematched as the fight that you wanted to intentionally, allegedly, look bad? Not buying it.